Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Mono here as always to keep you posted on everything happening in football right now. We are right in the middle of a massive week in this summer transfer window. Huge deals are collapsing while others are being signed behind closed doors. Today I have some exclusive updates that change the entire landscape of European football. We are talking about a massive defensive hijack that left the European giant completely stunned. We are also covering a massive £90 million valuation that has triggered a war between three elite clubs. Today, big news, big updates. Let's get into it. Moving immediately into our first major story of the day, and it is a total blockbuster. Nobody in the mainstream media saw this coming, but the deal is now fully completed. I am talking about the incredible Italian defensive talent, Marco Palestra. This boy has had an absolutely phenomenal season in Serie A. He was out on loan at Cagliari from Atalanta and completely dominated the league. He was officially named the Defender of the Year in Italy. Because of that, the race for his signature became completely cutthroat behind the scenes. For weeks, Inter Milan believed they had this player completely locked down. In fact, my sources can confirm that just 12 hours ago, Inter Milan held a definitive meeting. They were preparing the final paperwork and scheduling the medical tests for the player. They had everything planned out to celebrate him as their brand new superstar signing. He was chosen as the direct replacement for Denzel Dumfries on that right side. But then the entire situation changed in a matter of minutes. Out of nowhere, Chelsea decided to enter the race. What I can tell you is that Chelsea decided to go completely all in to hijack this deal. Chelsea have officially agreed a total package with Atalanta worth over 50 million euros. Not only that, but Chelsea also accepted a massive sell-on clause to secure the green light. Atalanta were incredibly smart during these secret negotiations. They know that Marco Palestra has the potential to be worth well over 60 or 70 million in the future, so they demanded a high percentage of any future transfer fee. Inter Milan simply could not compete with the sheer financial power of the Premier League side. Inter's final proposal was stuck at 45 million euros plus 5 million in add-ons. Chelsea bypassed it completely with a much higher guaranteed fee and better payment structure. The player himself has now given his total green light to the move to Stamford Bridge. Late last night, Palestra communicated his final decision to his agents and to Atalanta. His stance was very respectful, telling them to sell him to whichever club agreed the best fee. But the hidden factor in this entire transfer story is actually Xabi Alonso. My understanding is that Xabi Alonso got directly involved in this deal. Behind the scenes, Alonso had a direct phone call with Marco Palestra to explain the vision. He explained exactly how Palestra fits into his tactical system for the upcoming season. Alonso has a proven track record of developing this exact profile of young talent from his time at Bayer Leverkusen. Now he will have the exact same opportunity to develop Palestra in England. Palestra is highly versatile and can operate seamlessly as a right wing back or a left wing back. Ever since Marco Kurela was sold to Real Madrid, Chelsea have desperately needed a player who can cover both flanks. Palestra is young, incredibly fast and tactically brilliant. This is a massive statement of intent from Chelsea, so this one is going to be very interesting to follow as we await the official medicals. Moving on to another intriguing situation in the Premier League, and this one involves Manchester City. Many rumors have been circulating over the past 48 hours regarding Malo. People are wondering if the French defender could genuinely leave Stamford Bridge this summer. What I can tell you is that the connection to Manchester City comes directly from the managerial hot seat. Enzo Maresca has officially taken over at Manchester City as the replacement for Pep Guardiola. That is a settled fact, and Maresca is already busy drawing up his ultimate transfer shortlist. Maresca has a fantastic long-standing relationship with Malo. He deeply appreciates the player's technical ability, his recovery pace, and his work rate. Because of this, speculation has exploded that City will launch a massive bid, but let me give you the concrete reality of what is actually happening right now. My understanding is that Manchester City appreciate the player, but they have not opened any concrete negotiations. There have been no official phone calls or formal proposals submitted to Chelsea for Malo. However, the situation inside the Chelsea squad could force a movement very soon. Right now, Chelsea have an incredibly crowded right-back position. They have the club captain, Reece James, they have Malo, and now they have signed Marco Palestra. To make matters even more complicated, Chelsea are not playing European football this season. They do not have 50 or 60 games to rotate three world-class right-backs. They will have a much shorter schedule, meaning squad harmony could become an issue. The Chelsea board will have to sit down with the players' camp to clarify his exact role. If Gusto feels his minutes will be restricted, that is exactly when Manchester City could strike. Maresca is watching the situation like a hawk. So this Malo situation could be an extremely interesting one to watch in the coming days. Then guys, let's look at another major deal that Manchester City are quietly progressing. The media has gone completely silent on this story over the last few days. But behind the scenes, the Premier League champions are working incredibly hard. They are locked in advanced negotiations to sign Elliot from Nottingham Forest. Manchester City have identified him as the perfect addition to refresh their midfield engine room. The discussions are not loud, but they are incredibly precise and moving to the final stages. The single most important factor here is the clear and absolute desire of the player. Elliot has been completely clear with the Nottingham Forest board. He wants to join Manchester City and he wants that move right now. He views this as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to play at the absolute highest level. Interestingly, he was a top target when Pep Guardiola was still planning the future of the squad, but my sources assure me that nothing has changed under the management of Enzo Maresca. Maresca looks at Anderson and sees the perfect progressive midfielder for his possession system. Forest are willing to sell, but they are negotiating hard on the final fee structure and add-ons. They want a significant amount of guaranteed money up front to help with their financial regulations. City are comfortable with the valuation and are structurally formatting the deal as we speak. The agreement on personal terms is already 99% done, so this story is absolutely active and we should expect major movement very soon. Now, many of you have been asking me about the insane drama surrounding Matheus Fernandes. My inbox has been flooded with questions about where this midfielder is actually going. One day the report said he is signed for Tottenham, the next day he is going to Manchester United. Then suddenly Real Madrid are entering the race. Let me clarify the absolute truth of this situation, because there is a lot of misinformation out there. The position of West Ham is completely clear and business-minded. They have communicated to all interested parties that they do not care about the name of the club. They do not care about historical rivalries or preferred destinations. The message from the West Ham board is simple: the highest bidder wins the race. They have officially set the starting price for Matheus Fernandes at a staggering £85 million. That is just the baseline to get West Ham to open the email. They fully expect a massive bidding war to push that number closer to £100 million. Manchester United have been working on this deal for a very long time behind the scenes. They have a fantastic relationship with the player's agent and have held multiple direct meetings. United see him as the absolute core of their new midfield project. But Tottenham are refusing to back down and they are pushing incredibly hard in parallel. Spurs are looking at Fernandes as a completely separate target from Sandro Tonali. They want to sign both if the financial conditions allow it. As for Real Madrid, the name of Fernandes was heavily recommended by Jose Mourinho. But as of right now, Real Madrid have not advanced into concrete talks. The player will ultimately have to choose between the best contract offer or Champions League football, but West Ham will not grant permission for a medical until that 85 million baseline is met. So this midfield saga is turning into an absolute war of financial power. Finally, guys, we must look at the explosive situation developing with Julián Álvarez. This is quickly turning into the most toxic and dramatic story of the entire summer. In my previous update, I told you that the relationship had become incredibly fractured. The reality right now is that Julián Álvarez feels completely betrayed by Atletico Madrid. And at the exact same time, Atletico Madrid feel utterly betrayed by the player. It is a deeply tense and volatile situation for everyone involved. Alvarez has been very clear about his stance, both in public interviews and in private rooms. He directly confronted the Atletico Madrid board and manager, Diego Simeone. He told them face-to-face that he wants to leave the club immediately. His argument is that his agent informed the club months ago about his desire for a new challenge. He believes Atletico should honor their word and facilitate his exit for the good of his career. But Atletico Madrid have a completely different perspective on this matter. They are furious because they believe the player has been tapped up by a direct rival. Specifically, they are pointing the finger directly at Barcelona. Atletico consider the doors for a transfer to Barcelona to be completely locked and bolted. They are so angry about Barcelona's behavior that they are prepared to take legal action. They are ready to file an official complaint to FIFA regarding Barcelona's behind-the-scenes tapping up. The relationship between Alvarez and Diego Simeone has now completely broken down. They are barely on speaking terms, which makes a return to the squad almost impossible. But Barcelona simply do not have the clean financial funds to pay Atletico's massive asking price up front. This means we are stuck in a massive high-stakes standoff. I do not expect an immediate resolution to this story this week. It is going to require immense patience because this saga is going to run until the final hours of the window. On this and much more, stay posted right here on the channel. Remember to like this video if you enjoyed the inside track. Turn on the notification bell because big stories are coming and you do not want to miss them. Subscribe if you haven't already to join the family. And trust me, what's coming next is even bigger. See you soon, here, every single day. Ciao.